Yes.
So you know how you can sort of type the address of something on your computer going within several folders? First question, does Python embed folders in a similar way, like within math? Could there be another thing embedded, and is that what that period means essentially?
Yes. Yeah. We'll talk about the semantics of period. Wow, that was such a funny sentence, and I didn't even finish it. We'll talk about the semantics of the period operator in more detail. But basically, Python is a hierarchical language. Like many things have hierarchical structure, and so dot is the operator that you use to access one level down from whatever it is. Right? Yeah, I don't want to go into namespace stuff yet. It's probably confusing. So, okay, there is in principle a distinction between integers and floating point numbers, but the modern Python that we have now does not care about the distinction at all. So let's just verify that what I said is true. 2 divided by 1.4, and it comes up as 1.428, something. Okay, so when I said that Python was a language that had data types, as far as Python is concerned, as far as you are concerned, the only data type that you need to worry about is number. Some languages, in fact most of them, make a distinction between integer numbers and floating point numbers. And there are important representational differences as far as the computer is concerned. Okay, but as far as you, the end user, or you, the programmer, are concerned, if it's a number, Python's going to treat it the same way, no matter what. And by number, I mean integer or floating point number. Complex numbers are different. I think most of us don't use complex numbers, so. Okay, so all of the common operations are available. There is a mod operation, I think. So let's do 20 mod 7 and see what we get. You guys know what mod means? It's the modulo operator. This is useful sometimes if you need to do something in a loop.
It's a percent sign.
Oh yeah. Yeah, thanks. I really wish I could make the screen larger. Let's see if I can do that. Options. Let's see if I can. That didn't work. Okay, I'm not going to worry about that now. Okay, so the mod number says I've got some big number and I want to do something like a bunch of times that takes X number of steps. Give me the remainder that's going to be left over. So 20 mod 7 means when I take the integer division of 20 by 7, how many parts or how many is left over? And the answer is 6, because 20 divided by 7, right? You can rewrite 20 as 2 times 7 plus 6, right? So this is the divisor, this is the remainder, this is the quotient, and this is the one which I can never remember the name of. Right, so the modulo operator will give you the remainder. It is possible to do integer division in Python, but I can't remember how, so I'm not going to bother to explain that. Anyways, the mod operator is useful sometimes. Okay, what else is useful? Basic logic. Okay, so Python has a binary variable type, data type. So, like I said before that you have numbers, and that's the, like, numbers and strings are the two most basic primitive data types that all programming languages should have. Python and some other languages have a binary data type with two values, true and false. Okay, and so you can do basic logic. Okay. Python is extremely well documented on the web. And apparently it just doesn't have a XOR operator. Okay.
This would be an exclusive OR.
Yeah. Okay, but anyways, it's super easy to create a XOR operator if you want one, so. Okay,
True and false have to be capitalized.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Yes.
have trouble if I don't.
That's right, they do. And I believe you can't just use T for true. But I believe, I mean, I just verified that you can't. Yeah. So they have to be spelled out as true and spelled out as false.
Oh, but the English works for the ands and ors.
Yes, ands and ors, you can use English. They have special characters.
Yeah, ampersand seems to work.
I think
for
that ampersand is the and character and the caret is the or character. I would strongly advise you to use the letters and the letters or, because it just makes your code more readable. Like, you know, plus sign, everyone knows that plus means plus, but like, not everyone knows that ampersand means and. In some languages, ampersand doesn't mean and, like C, for example, and Pascal. So, just use words whenever you can. It makes your code more readable. Okay, so we've covered the very basics of using Python as a calculator. Any kind of like normal, relatively simple mathematical calculation that you would do, and by that I include anything up to like, I mean not doing integrals, but anything up to that. Anything that you knew how to do when you were like finishing pre-cal, Python can do it in a flash. It's sometimes useful to be able to enter the whole string and check that it's the string that you want before you calculate it. And with Python, you can do that really easily.